Good evening, teacher. My name is Erika Alejandro Barraza, and I am presenting my evidence number 2, which is model learning outcome number 2 for the English number 3 class. What I'm going to be presenting today is my company, which is Alex Bar Photography, which is basically my work as an independent photographer, the different brands with which I have worked before, and obviously the different question that's were asked about my company on the classroom and on the lessons on Blackboard. So, by starters, we are going to see my website, which in this case is Alex Bar Photography. It was created on Wix. Yeah, we have my portfolio, which is the part where I have my best pictures in general, both from portrait as well as from work with different brands. The section that is called brands, which is where I showcase some of my work with different people that I have done publicity, that I have done ads, some are collaborations actually. We have the section of projects, which are indie projects that I produced myself and that were uh, the latest was, I believe, launched about 2 months ago. So that's pretty cool. And there's a section about us, which is the different information that we have about the business, about myself, brands that we have worked with, um, opinions from different people, like reviews, etc. Uh, that's basically all of the website. We also have this, which is the Alex Barra Photography um, page on Facebook, as well as the one on Instagram, which is opening right now. And the one on Pinterest. Facebook, we have about 800 followers. Instagram, we have about 300 followers. And Pinterest, I know we have about 1,500 monthly views, more or less. Yeah, 1,400 uh, monthly views at the time. Now, also we have worked with nationwide photography contest. So for example, in this one that was by A Través de un Lente, we were on the semifinals, which is the regional round, and I ended up in fourth place. So we were one round before going to the national awards. I have also been interviewed a couple of times, both live and in recorded interviews that are going after in different media channels, both for TV as well as for social media. There have been a couple of pieces of work about myself. Some articles have been published. For example, this one is from Net Noticias, but there are about 4, I believe. Now, what values do we promote? We promote respect, diversity, creativity, and integrity. Those are the values that personally I try to promote with my models and in my work. I believe that these values are very important in order to create a well-rounded and impactful images to tell a story. So every time I'm going to, for example, create a concept and then look for models and for assistants, etc., that can work with me. But every time I check like um, if my models go pretty well with the concept or not. And we're always trying to be creative in the different things that we create and to have a diverse variety of models as well as to be respectful with everyone that is involved. Now, why is ethics important for your company, for my company? This is for the most part because everyone knows that media in general is predatory towards younger people, but specifically photography can be predatory for younger models, actresses, actors, dancers, etc. So that's why I always try to create a safe space for my models in order for them to be able to feel as they have agency about how we portray them. Either by them being able to tell me like, oh, I really like the concept, but probably I don't love the outfit, so we can change it, or they even during the photo shoot telling me like, oh, I like this, but I probably am not too happy with the posing because X, Y, and Z. So that way we can like change it and tweak it in order for them to still feel okay with the concept and what we are doing. Are those values aligned with society's need? As I said before, photography can be a pretty predatory ambient towards younger people. So as we try to create a safe space, as we try to allow models and actresses and actors and dancers to tell us how they feel and to communicate their emotions as well as their feedback, I believe that aligns pretty well with societies needs today. Uh, what does the company do to keep employees motivated? Okay, this is kind of a tricky question because Alexpera Photography as itself doesn't have that many employees. Like I am the one person that it's always working because I am the owner and I am the main photographer. But we have some secondary cameras, we have some assistants, we have models, we have many people that sometimes either collaborates or works maybe as freelancers, maybe as contract. Um, but in general, as I mentioned before, we always try to make them feel seen and for them to be able to speak with us about how they feel. What is the vision of a future world according to a company's values? According to a company's values, we want to help create a world in which there are beautiful pictures, beautiful images, and beautiful creations in the media, both in video as well as in photography, that showcase people from every color, every size, every shape, etc. We're always looking forward to work with different people. It isn't the easiest of the time because in Mexico, photography and media jobs are still very white centric. But in general, we're trying to look forward to have people that is different and that probably isn't well represented in the media today, so we can be part of the change. Describe the company's actions, new plans, and projects. Okay, so as I mentioned before on our actions, we have multiple collaborations, we have donations with ONGs. We also have we have created social media presences on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. We also try to update those profiles as soon as possible. Um, what else? We have different online articles, we have done interviews, we have posted independent projects. We have done three of those, two that were launched about 2 to 3 months ago. And what is going to be next? So next, we're looking forward to keep browsing new online projects in photography, but we also would really like to be able to produce some kind of miniseries for Netflix or some streaming service that allow us to have 100% Mexican talent on our team. So something that were uh, written, produced, shoot, edited, etc., 100% here in Mexico, and that were original stories that we don't see ourselves represented in them because of how they are viewed from a really big privilege point of view from the USA and mostly for a cisgender, straight, white audience. So we would like to create some media pieces that have a different perspective in general.